Is there room for you and Mamdani in the Democratic Party?
The answer ultimately, I think, is no. You know, we do share many of the same values. In fact, most Americans share a lot of the same values. But as a political party, yes, you want diversity. You want some differences of opinion, perspective, life story, politics, and experience. But when you have socialists, in the Democratic Party...
Dude, you dumb... I think the problem is who's driving the bus, right? I feel like socialism should be driving the bus and capitalism should be in the back seat, right? But we have capitalism like driving the bus with the brake lines cut, and fucking socialism is bound and gagged with a gun to the forehead, and you know what I mean? And capitalism's just driving over everybody. Right? Oh, there's a group of workers. Let me just slam the bus right into them. Right? Dude, it's getting bad, bro. I mean, I'll be honest. I really, from watching how the world has changed in my life, I believe the number one issue in the whole America, number one issue is that wealth disparity, that wealth gap. Okay, it leads to a lot of drug addiction. It leads to a lot of self-destructive behavior. This realization of being trapped in a system that you can never get ahead in, and you kind of can see you're never going to get ahead, but you don't really admit it. And you're out there working real hard, but you got nothing to show for it. And then there are other people that are hardly working, that have everything, that look at everybody who's not them as though they're lazy and somehow like an obstacle. Marxist, I think, yeah, maybe I'm a Marxist, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm a humanist. I'm a Tommyist. You need taxes that deter the rampant accumulation of wealth. Now, one of the things that I find interesting is this, guys, is there's one cognitive dissonance that really fucks with my head. Is like, how can we simultaneously have America be like, we regard ourselves as ingenious, right? We have, you know, the iPhone, we have the electric cars, we have all this navigational equipment and these bombs. We can make all this crazy shit, right? AI, right? Social media networks, like, man, we can just make anything, okay? We are like the fucking MacGyvers of all MacGyver, just making gadgets and precision bombs and communication devices and everything. There's nothing we can't do. Go to the moon, trying to get to Mars, satellites everywhere, right? We are so ingenious. Clean energy, all this shit. But then, when they say, like, let's try to implement some socialism, everyone's like, can't be done. Cannot be done. Impossible. Can't. But wait, we can create the iPhone. We can go to Mars. We can harness the power of the sun to run a driverless car, but you can't implement a little socialism. How is that possible? They're doing it other places around the country. Can't be done, right? Isn't that crazy? Like America, they'll be like, America is the most ingenious, smartest, most powerful, most resourceful nation. We have the smartest, genius minds. We are the best nation on the planet. We can do anything. Except, no, we can't implement any socialism. Nope, not possible. Right? You know what I mean? I mean, isn't that funny? That's never made sense to me because it's not possible. Either you're not the greatest, the brightest, you're not geniuses, right? But I mean, dude, you're telling me you can create a CT scan machine, right? You can create artificial limbs, but you can't figure out how to do some socialist systems? That's some bullshit, bro. We can make vaccines and stop diseases and, you know, eradicate cancer if you catch it in time, but we can't have socialized medicine. Not possible.
My issue, and especially coming from Australia, where it is largely socialized healthcare system, people are dying, waiting for ambulances now.
That's true.
Like, people are literally not getting the care that they need because they've become so reliant on the government.
The way socialized medicine operates, they
want you to die waiting for care rather than delivering the care.
Dude, look at that. They're trying to attack socialized medicine, saying they want you to die waiting for the care. Shut the fuck up, bro. That is such nonsense. That is so not true. Dude, this is such bullshit. We literally just watched Brian Thompson of Universal Healthcare like kill 100,000 people by denying care. Denying care is literally the profit model. My God, my girlfriend was an actuary. That's what actuaries do. There's a team of actuaries that literally get together and figure out how they can deny their way into fat profits. And yeah, dude, Anna sold her fucking soul for this show, bro. All of these women are like clownery. Oh my God, Dr. Drew's like, I miss Bill Clinton. Oh yeah, you miss the guy trying to get his assistant to smoke the cigar? Like, dude, nobody misses Bill Clinton. Like, come on, bro. Like the guy, the crime, the 3 strikes you're out and all that bullshit and the sex spread. Like, come on, man. Jesus. This shit is so astroturf, dude. This is like Patrick Bet-David's Grindr profile is what we're watching right here, where it is just subterfuge, right? You know what I mean? Where, you know what I'm saying? This is literally like the podcast version of Patrick Bet-David's Grindr profile. Prove me wrong. Dude.
These people, they are the enemy of the American people. We should do everything we can to stamp them out.
Both political parties are 100% full of shit when it comes to this issue. We need to protect property and businesses in the United States. Full stop.
I actually agree with him.
Dude, we need to protect property and businesses in the United States. What are you protecting them from, Anna? Those homeless people cooking drugs? Dude, what in the actual fuck? And dude, what is with the like 1970s porno music too that was playing during that whole intro, bro? What is that all about, dude? I actually commented on this. You're gonna see me, look at this. Dude, you see my comment right there? Dean Phillips is a dipshitterist. There is no room for him in the Democratic Party. Dude, he calls Zohran a communist or whatever. But I saw this clip earlier. Dude, Dean Phillips is a dipshitterist. Let's go. All right, dude, Dean Phillips, what a clown, bro. By the way, he lost. He ran for president against Joe Biden. He lost in the primary to uncommitted in his home state of Minnesota, dude. Dean, nobody gives a shit about your opinion. Phillips. Okay, dude, he is such a clown. But all right, you ready? Here we go, dude. Our favorite dipshitterist. That's what the D stands for.
And, you know, one of the things that I guess one of the questions here is the current DNC chair, Ken Martin, fellow Minnesotan, used you as an example in saying the party is a big tent. It can welcome people from different ideological, geographic perspectives. I think he used the example of you couldn't win a race in Ilhan Omar's district and she couldn't win a race in yours. Is there room for you and Mamdani in the Democratic Party?
You know, I think it's a fine question. I think it's one that many Republicans have been asking about, whether there's room for traditional conservatives in a party now led by MAGA Republicans like Donald Trump. The answer ultimately, I think, is no. You know, we do share many of the same values. In fact, most Americans share a lot of the same values. But as a political party, yes, you want diversity. You want some differences of opinion, perspective, life story, politics, and experience. But when you have socialists, in the Democratic Party.
Dude, you dumb fuck. The police department, socialist. Fire department, socialist. National parks, socialist. The U.S. highway system, socialist. Like, what a clown, bro. Like, goddamn, dude. What a dumbass. This guy thinks what? The big tent will hold, like, MAGA Republicans who come over here? What is this? Yeah, I like that. The Red Scare? Like, come on, man. Socialist. Dean, you clown, bro. Dude, take the metal rod out of your ass so you can sit up straight and quit being a clown. Socialist. Goddamn, right now the socialists are Mark Zuckerberg, Mark Cuban, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. Dude, you right? Sergey Brin, all those motherfuckers are the socialists. Goddamn, this guy's getting on my nerves.
I don't know how anybody could argue that that would be beneficial for the party or for the country. Therein lies the great challenge.
Dude, socialism's going to be beneficial for everybody in the country, except you rich motherfuckers.
Thing on the right, Omar, is MAGA the future of the Republican Party? If it is, there is going to be a new, grand, successful third party in America because the overwhelming majority of Americans want neither far left or far right politics. They want decency, they want common sense, competency, and cooperation.
Dude, decency and common sense? What is common sense there? Dude, I don't like the word common sense. Fuck common sense. I want civil rights for everybody. I want health care without having to work. I want as much education as I can cram in my fucking head without having barriers like wealth and some bullshit loans that will bury me for life, okay? I want to be able to do whatever the fuck I want, not have some guy with a gorked out governmental bobblehead telling me no, right? Dude, what a dickhead this guy is, bro. Common sense. Dude, you can take your common sense and stick it right up your losing to uncommitted ass, right? I want to be able to walk down the street without a masked marauder asking to see my papers, okay, you dumb bitch? I want to be able to walk down the street without a police officer being able to put a bullet in my head because I've disobeyed him. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.